Hey everybody, I'm Jesse, and welcome to another edition of Genex Thinks. And today I'm going to talk about the 10 things that Generation X had to figure out on their own as kids. And I'll list each one as I go, and then talk about my personal experience with each one. You know what I mean? And we'll see if any of y'all identify or relate to any of the shit that I went through as a Generation X kid in the 70s and 80s. Uh, the first one is packing our own school lunch. Now, for half of my childhood, I was raised by a single father, and he was born in '33, so he grew up in his childhood through the Depression, and he had no no instinct to provide school lunches and shit. He figured if you were hungry you'd get that shit yourself. If you weren't hungry you wouldn't get it. You wouldn't pack yourself a lunch. Zombie, what's up, zombie? So yeah, me and my siblings, we had to figure out at an early age that if you wanted to eat, you had to do it your damn self. My dad, as a single father, as a silent generation at that, he wasn't gonna go overboard with the caretaking thing and making school lunches and shit like that and all that. We just did it ourselves or we went without. So yeah, that was something that I had to definitely do on my own at a young age. Just throw some shit in a bag and go. Dog Karma, what's up? Glad to see you here. Uh, Number 9, managing boredom. Yeah, yeah, and I think that was a generation wide thing, because pretty much any of us, if we went to our parents and told them we were bored, they would find something for us to do, something constructive. You know what I mean? We'd be scrubbing the bathroom or something, or doing some honest work. You know what I mean? Doing something that was not fun, something labor intensive, most likely. Yeah, they'd have us scrubbing something or doing something that other than fun. A kid says I'm bored. It means they want to have fun, but to an adult in the 70s and 80s, a kid saying that they were bored means that was free labor. so so that was a whole in my household anyway. And I think that was pretty much a generation wide thing. Shannon, Tripwire, what's up? Glad to see y'all here. I'm listing the 10 things that Generation X had to figure out for ourselves as children. And I'm on number 8, getting to and from school. Now, I see this nowadays, and it really blows my mind that I drive past a school, and maybe a lot of y'all did this. I'm not like I say a lot of times, I'm not disparaging or whatever. I'm not talking bad about the people who do it. It's just a thing that people do now that I just don't understand. But people take their kids to school, you know, and there'll be lines parking, cars, lines of cars clear out into the street and shit, and cops directing traffic and stuff out in front of the school. And that I never remember that as a kid. We either walked or rode the bus. Those were your two choices. Your parents weren't going to take you to school. That shit didn't happen in the 70s and 80s. Our parents didn't take us to school. Now it seems like that's the way it is. Most kids get driven to school by someone. I don't know. It seems that way. It's probably not. Maybe it's just my perception, but a lot of them do compared to back then. And I remember back then I had to catch the damn bus or walk, one of the two. I was never driven to school. Got a ride to school from my parents or anyone. I never rode in a car to school my entire school career. You know what I mean? I don't ever remember getting a ride to school in a car. I either rode the bus or I walked, depending on how close I lived to the school. So yeah, That's a thing that I definitely, me and my siblings definitely had to deal with. We had to get to and from school on our own. You know, I mean, of course, the bus or to and from the bus stop at least. But sometimes the bus stop, I remember one time here in Florida, the bus stop was at least a mile away, mile and a half, maybe something like that. I mean, it was a walk. We had to leave, you know, 30 minutes early in order to make it to the bus stop on time. So yeah, and then if we missed it, then your ass is grass. Okay, it's time to spend with them. All right, zombie. 90-minute bus ride in middle school. Yeah, that's the kind of shit I remember, zombie. A 90-minute bus ride. Yeah, I remember looking out the window of the bus and that song. What was that song? A Horse with No Name. Been through that would play on the radio a lot on the bus I rode in high school. Yeah. You only had to walk 1 mile to get to school. Oh, you had it easy, Trip. It was probably downhill both ways too, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah. that's that's life on easy mode. 1 mile to school. Yeah. That's just life on easy mode there. Downhill both ways. You probably just skateboarded downhill both ways, listening to your Walkman. Yeah, Trip had it easy. All right. Number 7, working arguments out with siblings. And I can relate to this one a lot because I had 3 siblings and we'd argue a lot and shit. And none of us really wanted to take that argument to our parents because our parents would sort it out in a way that no one, where none of us were happy. You know what I mean? So we learned to sort shit out between amongst ourselves in a way that wouldn't involve parents because parental involvement was was not the you know the ideal solution to any of our problems. And I kind of relate that to the way I feel now, like getting government involved or something like that, police involved in something, because that it's not that it's only going to make the situation worse for everyone involved. Nobody and comes out of the other end with better off if you involve some some other higher authority. That's just the way it works. So yeah, but we did do that. Me and my brothers and sisters, we learned to work things out amongst ourselves and on our own early in life. So I think that has served me throughout my life, learning that lesson with my brothers and sisters. So yeah. Number 6, saving money for things we wanted. We actually had to save money for things we wanted, collecting pop bottles and cans and stuff and turning them in for the security deposit, cutting lawns for a few bucks or whatever, delivering papers, and then we had to save our money aside, real physical money, save it until we had enough to buy whatever we wanted. Now everything is just credit based. It's all debt. I heard this thing that kids are actually financing pizzas and shit. They'll just put it on debt, paying interest on a pizza. Uh, so there, it's all instant gratification. There's no concept of earning and saving and then purchasing what you want. No concept at all, like we used to have. So yeah, that's kind of crazy. Yeah, I'm telling mom. Yeah, zombie. Yeah, yeah, Trip. It's all downhill in Australia, huh, Trip? Yeah, yeah, yeah. But those were good lessons, and saving up and working for what you wanted, working for something you wanted, even if it was something trivial and just a consumer item like a Walkman or a tape, a cassette tape or whatever. Um, We had to work for it. A lot of times we had to work for it, or at least very least save up for it, and that's a valuable lesson to learn for life. For throughout life. Um, let's see, number five, getting up and getting ready in the morning, and that was all on us in my house anyway. No, Dad didn't go around waking up kids and hey, get ready for school and shit. We had to get up. You didn't want to run so late that Dad noticed that you were still asleep and everyone else was awake. You know what I mean? You got your ass up. uh, and it's even for cartoons on Saturday morning. You had to get your ass up yourself and in time to watch cartoons. Wasn't any parental guidance there, waking up in the morning and helping kids get ready and all this stuff in my house anyway. Like I said, I grew up with a single dad for the second half of my childhood. So, and he didn't do all that caretaking stuff, like two parents will do. One parent will help get kids ready and shit. No, that wasn't the way it was in my house. So yeah, we had to totally get ready ourselves, no matter what day it was, whether it was Saturday, Sunday, no matter what was happening, we got up and got our asses ready and got out the door or got in front of the TV all on our own. Yeah, armored ghost. Yeah, financing pizza is a sign of collapse. Yeah, when we're going into debt for a meal, yeah, that's a sign. Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, yeah, zombie. Yeah, I do too. Michelle, what's up? Yeah, what's up, armored ghost? Glad to see y'all here. Glad you could make it. Let's see where we at now. Number four, playing outside without supervision. And if you think about it, that's kind of a big one because we played outside like all day long without any supervision. If one of us got hurt, we had to deal with that injury however it was. Get the kid to his house or get the kid's parents out if they were there. Get help somehow or help him if it wasn't bad enough. We had to diagnose the injury. Does this need uh, adult intervention? Is it bad enough to go bother the adults? Because if it wasn't bad enough to bother the adults and you bothered the adult, your ass is probably going to get in trouble, get yelled at or whatever. Get your ass inside, whatever. You know what I mean? So the fun was over if you went and bothered an adult, probably with some kind of superficial injury. So there was decision making there. You had to assess the situation as a child. You had to assess the situation. How bad is this injury? What the hell's what are we gonna do about it? Is the ambulance going to get called? The police? Is someone at fault? Is that person going to get in trouble? What's going on? You had to go through this whole thing when a kid got injured outside playing, and make grown up damn decisions. You know what I mean? And that was just par for the course. That was par for the damn course. So yeah, then we had a lot of it too. A lot of decision making about legality and law. Is it illegal to go there and play in this area? Is it okay? Are we, it looks like a lot of fun. We could have a lot of fun over there, but are we going to get in trouble? That kind of thing. So, are we, is trespassing? Are we going to be trespassing if we go over there? Is that somebody's land? Is it public property? Whatever. So we had a lot of shit to deal with, and decisions to make as children. I mean, if you think about it, there was a lot of shit involved just being a kid playing outside. You know. Oliver Rust, what's up, Oliver? Glad to see you here, man. Glad you could make it. Okay. Grandma used to give you dimes to call and check from payphone. All right. I remember doing the thing calling and call and collect, This is a collect call from, okay, come pick me up. You know what I mean? All right. Let's see. Number four. Oh, no, that was number four. Three, babysitting siblings. And that's something I did from a young age. I think I was like 6 or 7 the first time I started babysitting my brothers and sisters, and they were all, we were all 1 year apart. So I was 7, my sister was 6, my brother was 5, and my youngest sister was 4. So they were all in a row. Um, and I was babysitting them at a young age. So, yeah, I remember that. And, trying to keep them out of trouble, because anything that happened, I was going to get the blame for it. You know what I mean? I was going to get in trouble for it because I was the one in charge. You know what I'm saying? I was the one supposed to be stopping it and shit. And I'm 7 years old. Shit, I'm doing shit myself. You know what I mean? But I had to grow up and be responsible at the age of 7 already. So, and that's a thing that when you go through that kind of stuff, not saying it was horrible or anything. I'm just saying, but it shaped us. It shaped who we are. The ones who had, those of us who had to do that, who had to babysit our younger brothers and sisters when we were young. When we were kids ourselves. Uh, I say we don't cry about it and shit, but it did shape us into who we are today. You know. So it taught us responsibility at a young age. Okay, number 2, self-soothing. Uh, and that's, I think that's why a lot of us aren't real emotionally, you know, uh, why we don't emote externally, because we learned to deal with that shit quietly by ourselves, right? I'll give you something to cry about, that kind of thing. You know what I mean? We learned, or we were just by ourselves. Parents weren't home. Parents were gone. You're home by yourself, or just with your brothers and sisters or whatever, and you learned to deal with that shit on your own. There was no adult around to help you deal with whatever you were going through. If someone was mean to you at school, or if you got an F on your report card or whatever, you got home and you were there by yourself a lot of times. Or with your brothers and sisters, but they didn't give a shit. Especially if they were younger than you, they didn't care. They were going through their own shit, and they were kids too. So you can't expect another kid to really step up and help you deal with shit like that. So we had to learn to do it ourselves. Um, and again, I'm not saying that was a bad thing. It was just something that we did, something that Generation X learned to do at a very young age on our own, and deal with that shit. And that's something that has completely gone away. These young people now, they have no idea how to deal with their emotions and how to deal with shit that's going on inside them. They never had to figure it out. They were always had someone to emote to, have gone to a therapist or take a pill to dampen those emotions and shit. You know what I mean? So they would feel nothing. This kind of shit is what we're seeing today, and that's only getting worse. But that whole thing of dealing with our emotions and dealing with the shit going on in our lives, and the shit going on inside us, dealing with that shit on our own, figuring it out, and figuring out how to struggle through the day and get on, and get to sleep and wake up tomorrow, on our own. I think served us well throughout our lives. Some of these things seem like they might be bad or hard while you're going through it, but later on in life it serves you well. It makes you stronger, makes you more capable, uh, better able to deal with life and all the bullshit that goes along with it. Bushwater, what's up, Bush? Glad to see you here. Yeah, Michelle. My parents were gone by the time I got up and ready for school. Didn't get home until a couple hours after I got off the bus. Yeah, Michelle is a perfect example. You know, she was, by the time she got up and got herself ready for school and shit, her parents were already gone out the door, and she got home, and they didn't get home for a couple more hours. So all that shit she had to deal with. That's exactly what I'm talking about right there. 8 p.m. Oh, okay. The Sunday starts at 6 a.m. trip. It's 8 p.m. right now. Okay. So it's 8 p.m. at night right now. That's weird as hell, but it's cool too, the whole time thing. Yeah, no cops. Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't neglected. Yeah, yeah. That it was a necessity, necessary, and it's double necessary today. You know, a lot of times one income will not support a family. So what the hell are you going to do? You got to get through it. You got to do what you got to do, and sometimes kids got to fend for themselves. I don't know how these kids aren't, with the way the economy is now and has been for a while. I don't know how these kids aren't latchkey kids now. How these people have time to shelter these kids and bubble wrap them and shit. I don't understand it. But okay, they didn't want to be around kids when they got old enough to have them. Catch a dragonfly. Catch dragonfly. What's up? Yeah, it was no big deal, Catch. Yeah. Yeah, made breakfast and lunch from the time you were 7 to 10. Yeah, no big deal. Armored Ghost, daydream about life without internet. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And it honestly, it wouldn't bother me. I really don't think so. I might you know reach for my phone or reach for the clicker a couple times the first day or two, but I know that I'd get used to the new normal right away. It wouldn't take me long to get used to life without the internet. Not at all. Yeah, but more than that, I dream about life with an internet the way it should be, right? An internet full of knowledge and truth, not full of bullshit and confusion and lies. And it's so possible. It could have been so possible for that to happen, but but that well, we know the story. We know how it turned out. We know how it was in the beginning. These kids don't know how it was in the beginning, the internet in its early days, where people got on there and shared information and stuff, and emails were brand new and all that. The kids don't understand that. This is the internet to them. They never saw the transformation, the early days of the internet when it was new and young, and the possibilities were endless, and now it's just garbage, smut, uh, lies and misinformation and confusion and shit. So yeah, yeah, I dream more about an internet that could have been rather than never was. Walking in at 6 p.m. and dad saying still alive then. I see you made it, huh? Another day. Yeah, we definitely manage. Yeah, without the internet. Yeah, zombie. Yeah, not much contact with parents, and later on, um, I'd come back at midnight. Like I said, I had a single father, so I come back in the house at midnight, and he wouldn't even bat an eye. He wouldn't give a shit. Didn't ask me where I was or anything. Didn't want to know. Didn't want to hear anything I had to say. And I didn't want to have to sit down and explain to him. We just left each other alone. You know. Good morning. I see the assassins have failed. Yeah, yeah, zombie. JPC, what's up? Glad to see you here. Yeah, what would Gen Z have to bitch about if there was no internet? Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, I could definitely live without it. I'd miss it a lot more now that I've started Genex things and I'm doing this. This would be the biggest loss to me. This conversation and the live streams and stuff, hanging out with y'all. This I would seriously miss, but all the other shit, nah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't give really two shits. Um, the only real uh, advantage in my personal life that I have with all this connectivity and shit is that my wife can call me at any time, day or night, and check on me. So, to alleviate her worries. If I'm working late, she can just call me and she knows that I'm not, in a car accident late on the side of the road or something. Or if, something's going wrong, she can call me and let me know. If there's an emergency, she can call me and I can leave work, whatever. That's pretty important to me. Other than that, no. But I still realize that for the entirety of human history, we didn't have that. So people still got along just fine, you know, throughout thousands of years without cell phones to be able to call each other directly. So yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about it. But yeah, that is one thing that I do enjoy. How could people criticize movies before they're released without the internet? Yeah, dude, you're right about that. Flat Earth is internet based. Yeah, yeah. The participation awards, Michelle. Yeah, the absence of competition, and life is a competition. I'm sorry, it is. It's a struggle. You're competing against your coworkers to advance. You're competing against other people in traffic. It's all a competition. You're competing in the aisles of Walmart for the latest, whatever fluff toy on Black Friday, wrestling some redneck woman for for the hottest Christmas toy or whatever, So it's all a competition. To take that away from kids and take away that experience of competition is to set them back in life. They're not ready for it. Bushwater. Yeah, parents were frugal as hell. Yeah, dude. Yeah, if you're not first, you're last, Michelle. Yeah, and that's the way the world is. They say that shit. It's dog eat dog out there and all that stuff, but that's true. It's true. Everyone else is trying to take everything you have, especially the government. They want everything for themselves. And you have to go out and get yours. Nobody's going to hand it to you except the government. They'll steal, but they're stealing it from someone else. You know what I mean? So yeah, and that's just and that's a crazy thing that we're doing. Yeah, where would people post photos of their bacon and eggs? How would people videotape themselves eating? Videotape. I still say I don't know what they call it. Record. I don't know what the hell the term is now. I still say videotape. You videotape yourself. We haven't had videotapes in a long time, but you videotape yourself eating. You know what I'm saying? Uh, yeah. Where would we do all this inane shit? Yeah, getting on your bike and catching up with everyone. Yeah, yep. As long as there was daylight, there was no problems. Yeah, cats, you damn right. Oh, me too, zombie. Yeah, I had friends that never even met their parents. Yeah, I did. could pass their parents on the street or in the grocery store and wouldn't even know that that was, Bobby's parents or whatever. Yeah. Oh yeah, we had trolls. Yeah. That started early, Armored. Yeah, you're right about that. All right. And number one is problem solving. And that's with all of that. That pertains to all of them, right? We had to learn to solve problems, whether it was, your friend got injured or your little brother was trying to break a lamp, while you were babysitting, or you were out of peanut butter and, when you're trying to make your lunch or whatever. That that pertains to all of them. So yeah, problem solving on our own, we had to use our minds and figure shit out. And that's important. There wasn't YouTube. If I couldn't just go on there and have something explained to me and follow along and then forget it in 5 seconds. You know what I mean? As soon as I was done doing whatever YouTube told me to do, I could forget it and go on to something else, go back to watching my TikTok videos. So information now, they're not figuring it out how to do it themselves. They're just copying what other people are doing, so it doesn't stick in your brain. You know what I mean? It doesn't go into long-term lifelong memory, so you can just remember, draw up those facts that, from your own memory. You have to go back to YouTube every time. Yeah, a lot of us were lucky to survive, Armored. Yeah. Or Michelle said that. Yeah, we were lucky to survive, Michelle. Yeah, Zombie, it was cheaper to call long distance after 8. Yeah. Yep, I remember that. Just another guy in the woods. What's up? Lake. Oh yeah. A bad internet connection would be worse than none at all. Yeah. Oh yeah. All anonymity would go out the door. Trip. They'd have to fight their own battles. You know, they'd have to actually have conversations and debates in real time. They couldn't just, type in all caps bigot and racist and shit, and then close out that app and go on to something else, and refuse to acknowledge what you said. They'd have to actually confront you and try to challenge your argument, uh, or get punched in the nose or whatever the situation might be. Yeah, no hiding behind keyboards in the 80s. Yeah. And that's what, I've heard that before. I've heard it several times before, but recently I heard that about our channel, Genex Thinks, our comment section here, that everybody is respectful and, courteous and stuff, and just it's a really just laid back environment. Our comment section here, just another guy in the woods, tripwire, zombie, Michelle. It's just chill. And I don't watch this stuff, but other people have told me that, you go into another channel and where younger people are and stuff, and there'd be all kinds of strife and, people arguing and shit. And I kind of understand where it comes from. Is we come from a time when, back in the 80s, if you got too sideways with someone, you'd get punched in the face. All right. And we came up in that. We came up in that era. So, and that, again, that formed us who we are today. Our childhood formed us into the adults we are today. And if you grow up, I mean, you can razz your buddies and stuff, but you wouldn't go up to a stranger and just start hacking on them. You know what I mean? Calling them all kinds of names and even bigot and racist and shit. You wouldn't go up to a stranger and say that shit, like they do across the internet today. You'd get punched in the head in the 80s. Someone would punch you, you have to fight point blank. And I believe that just not saying that we're scared or anything. I'm just saying that respect was learned early. So we had respect for each other because we knew that we would punch each other in the damn head. You know what I'm saying? And now, even though we're anonymous online, we're still that carried over, and we're respectful and courteous in a lot of ways. And even if we're being sarcastic or snide because we know each other now, we're still um, we still have fun, with each other, and we're courteous, even though we have no reason to be. We have no reason to be. We're totally anonymous. We could be completely shitty to each other, but we're courteous because we grew up in an era where it was face to face. It was real. It wasn't online anonymous, just keyboard warrior shit, that kind of crap. Yeah, influencers. Yeah, bad byproduct of the internet. Yeah. Bearded Care, what's up, cuz? How's it going, man? Glad to see you here. No peanut butter is a crime. Yeah, you have to be competitive, Michelle. I completely agree. Yeah, problem solving is gone. They don't. There's no reason to apply your brain to problem solving now because all the problems are already solved. All you have to do is know enough to type in so autocorrect can basically figure out what the idea is that you want, so you can hit enter and bring up the idea on YouTube so somebody can show you how it's done. Yeah, yeah, that's my favorite thing. Problem solving and troubleshooting and stuff. Hurst. That's why I'm not really much of a painter. Painting a room, the problem's already solved. It's the wrong color. You know what I mean? I admire painters. I've seen a lot of painters, and they're hardworking people, and all respect to painters. But that's just not my cup of tea. The problem's already solved. It's the wrong damn color. So I like work that where there's problem solving and troubleshooting involved. That's my favorite shit. Chaz, what's up, Chaz? Glad to see you here. Glad you could make it. Althea Cat, hey, connecting the rabbit holes. What's up? Glad to see you. What else we got here? Yeah, fierce independence, Bushwater. Yeah, basement dwelling at 35 wasn't in the cards. Yeah, no, Bushwater, no, that wasn't even a consideration. Call collect from a payphone, and she would call us back. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember that. Yeah, what did we learn? Yeah, zombie. Yeah, we did an excellent job raising ourselves. Yeah, oh yeah, almost none, zombie. Almost no pride in work today. Yeah, that's been stripped away. Yeah, chill and cool is our thing. Yeah, we fought our battles. We've come out on top. We've come out on bottom. We've come out, it with a draw. So yeah, we know who we are. We know where we stand. Um, so yeah, we're we're chill, and just as long as we're not pushed too far, we'll remain chill. Most of us, anyway. Then you have people like Zombie, who just who's searching for buttons to press. I'm messing with you, Zombie. You're a chill dude too. Yeah. Start a fight with a stranger and lose. Yeah. Yeah. Fight Club. Don't you forgot rule number one. Yeah. Call collect and your name was I'm safe. Yeah, Michelle. Yeah. Didn't have to accept the call. Yeah. Facebook mouth. That's a good one, Bearded. Yeah. Yeah. Entitlement expectations. Yeah. It seems like everyone's entitled now. So they feel entitled to everybody else's money, everyone else's time. You know what I'm saying? Uh, that is just foreign to us as Gen Xers, right? I'm not entitled to anything y'all have. I'm not entitled to anything anyone else has. Not entitled to their effort and their time. Uh, so no, that's completely foreign concept to me. Entitlement. Yeah. Collect call from we're at the roller rink ready to leave. Yeah, zombie. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Chaz. We grew up to be respectful, and generations after us grew up where disrespect is standard protocol. Yeah. Yeah, just disrespect because it's all anonymous. Nobody gives a shit, right? There's no consequences. I don't have to face the consequences for my actions, right? I don't have to be held accountable for anything I say. What's the worst case scenario? Oh, that account will get canceled or whatever, banned, deleted, and I'll have to make another one. So they just make new accounts. Yeah, with a new email address and go back to their same uh, bullshit. Misspell words and autocorrect is like, did you try English? Yeah. Bucky, what's up? Duck B, you know you like basement living, zombie? All right. There's nothing wrong with basement living as long as it's your basement. If you got to go in through the window, now there might be an issue with that. Oh, misspell words so bad they're part of your phone's dictionary. Yeah, zombie. Yeah, zombie. Yeah, I heard all that shit about the Somali immigrants. What is it? Minnesota? Minnesota. Bilking the government for billions with their fraud and shit. All these Somalis. Like, I looked at the stats, like 89% of Somalis are on welfare and shit in Minnesota. 30% of the American population are on welfare in Minnesota. It's ridiculous. No one's going to jail. I'm calling it now. No one will go to jail. And of course, y'all say what you want, but of course, Cash Patel came out after the fact. Oh, we've been investigating them for months. We've been, all right, Cash. Why isn't anybody in jail then? Why didn't you arrest them months ago? Why didn't you begin arresting people? Why did some nobody have to spill the story and break the story? Now all of a sudden you've been investigating them for months. The FBI director, after the fact, after everybody knows about it, he comes out and says, "Oh, we're on top of it." Come on, what is this? Is this some Naked Gun shit? I mean, are you kidding me? Shut the hell up. Come on. You'd have been better just to keep your damn mouth shut. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it just that shit. It's ridiculous. You don't get get to have somebody stumble across some shit and expose some fraud, then you jump out and say, "Oh, we're on top of it." It's like a damn, a Monty Python movie or something. Something you'd expect from Benny Hill. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, we got this. It's all under control. You know what I'm saying? Shut the hell up, Cash Patel. You're a damn joke now. Yeah, that shit cracks me up. Oh shit. Yeah, yeah, zombie, exactly. You can find sympathy between shit and syphilis in the dictionary. Yep, exactly, dude. I don't know how many times I heard that. Yeah, we set an example for the youngsters to follow and they got lost. Yeah. No common sense. Yeah, Michelle. Yeah. Yeah, zombie. No, they don't go to jail. They're not going to jail. Nobody will go to jail. Nobody gets punished. It's just not going to happen. So, hoping for it and stuff. Oh, we're going to see some justice. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. There'll be justice when they prove that the Earth is flat. We'll see some justice. Those two things will happen at the same time. I guarantee you. That's when we'll see justice. When they finally come out and tell us that the Earth is flat and show us proof of it. They'll fly us all up, halfway to the moon so we can all look down and see, oh, yeah, it is. It's a spinning disc. It looks like a damn Dixie plate. You're right. That's when we'll see justice. And these rich sons of bitches will start going to jail. Yep. Off till Thursday. Paid. All right. Idle hands. Yeah, dude. Yeah. You know what you do with them idle hands, Bucky? Watch some old Genex Stinks videos. Yeah, Bushwater. No government people or rich people or anything like that. If you're connected, you don't go to jail. Connected through money or, if you know the right person or whatever, you don't go to jail. Us normal folks, oh yeah, we'll go to jail in a heartbeat. Yeah, for way less. For way less. Yeah. Yeah, it's different when they break the law. Yeah, zombie. Time to take up another bad habit. Yeah. Yeah, 4 weeks annual leave, 10 to 12 days sick per leave year. That's pretty damn cool, Catch. Yeah. Yeah, wait, shit, I haven't had 4 weeks off, I don't know, ever in my life. Never. Never. In one single year. No, the best I can hope for is a long weekend. You know what I mean? We're too bitter to die. Yeah, yeah, Tripwire, Fight Club 2025. You offended me. And start crying. Yeah, make tar and feathers great again. Make the rack great again. See these politicians out there on the corner, throw fruit at them as we go by and sit out there for a week. Then go, then go bust tables for the rest of their lives. Or just, make short hemp and tall trees great again. Yeah, Martha Stewart went to jail for doing what Congress does every day. Yeah. Yep. And they just, I don't know what the deal was because she had the money to get out of it, but somehow she had something else going on. I believe that that made her uh, a target, and they made an example of her. You know what I mean? This is what happens to you if you step outside the lines. You know what I'm saying? There's something there that we don't know about because that doesn't happen. Those people don't normally go to jail. Yeah, working side jobs, yeah. That's one thing. Another thing about Generation X is hustle. We'll figure out a way to make a living. Ezekiel, what's up, Zeke? Glad to see you here. Hey, Rocker, what's up, Rocker? Glad you can make it, man. Econ and cohorts, what's up? Yeah, 30 days paid vacation. Yeah. Yeah, that would be pretty damn cool. That's so long you forget what it's like to be in the army, right? You're almost a civilian again after a month. But yeah, that we've always been hustlers since we were kids, picking up cans to trade in and bottles, and that kind of thing. Um, Mowing lawns, delivering papers, whatever we had to do to make money to buy what we needed, and that has served us well too. There's so much that happened during our childhoods that has served us well into our adulthood, right? The economy goes bad, or maybe we run into a bad spot and lose our job or whatever. We'll figure out a way to get through it, you know? Uh, Most of us, I mean, sometimes you have to lean on other people. It's just, there's no way around it. But most of us figure out a way, you know? Yeah. Yeah. We'll persevere to find a way. Yep. That there's something out there, you know? And that's, I mean, I kind of live by that. Being a handyman, I do. They're all just side jobs, basically. I've just kind of collected that into one kind of main career or whatever, main business, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it's all an assortment of side hustles, really. The Earth looks flat from where you stand, Chaz. Yeah. 35 days of vacation and 2 weeks of sick time per year. That's damn good, zombie. Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Yeah, we don't wait around for shit to happen. We make it happen, Michelle. Yeah, who has time to be sick? Yeah, you're right about that trip. Yeah, the last of a dying breed, Bucky. Yep. Now, all these younger generations want this universal basic income, right? And they want it. They don't want to go out and have to work for a living. They just, basically welfare. They just want the government to hand them a universal income every month, and that's it. Because they're happy, just living online as long as they get enough to pay their internet bill, and because everything happens online now. Everything they care about is online. How broke are you? Yeah, zombie. Yeah, you have to be damn broke, dude. I think I'd rather just die of starvation, though. Earth looks flat when you live in Illinois, Rocker. It sure does from Florida, living here in Florida. Yeah, yeah, econ, yeah. Most of it's illegal without permits or licensing. The government wants their pint of blood, right? And you can't do anything without Big Brother's permission. That is so true, so true. Yeah, 20 bucks is 20 bucks. 20 bucks doesn't go very far nowadays. What did that get you? Like 2 gallons of gas and a maybe a Snickers. Oh yeah, 10 years old, Chaz was diving for squid and sell them to his neighbors for $5 each. Yeah, then go deliver newspapers. Yeah. Yeah, the first of a breed. Yeah, Trip. Zombie says in Illinois you can watch your dog run away for 2 days. It's so flat. Oh man, that's funny as hell. I got to remember that one. Zombie, watch your dog run away for 2 days. Oh, okay. Yeah. See, I think that is honestly the way it should be. I know that with the internet and all that stuff, that's improbable nowadays. But what Catch says down there, trading fruit, vegetables, and meat, we had a decent garden, no cash needed. That's freedom, though. You know, and that's the thing about freedom. You have to weigh because with weigh freedom against convenience and all the trappings of civilization, the new shiny iPhone and all this shit, right? You got to weigh that against freedom because you're going to give up freedom for all that shit, safety, convenience, cheap Chinese shit. What do you value more? You know, I mean, it's not convenient at all to have to grow a garden and or slaughter a cow and trade the meat off for potatoes or something. That's inconvenient as hell. But it's freedom. No, you don't have the government taking part of your cow. You know what I mean? Or some of your potatoes or whatever. You're trading them directly to your neighbor for whatever they're willing to trade. But that's why the government came up with the currency. That's why the government they found an even better way to tax you and to control you and to take from you is with digital currency, right? Uh, Currency, physical dollar bills are easier to track and rob from people than chunks of meat. You know what I'm saying? But still, they're far more difficult to track than digital currency. Yeah, and that's the thing. Cash App is pretty awesome. Salvation Army Santas will be obsolete because nobody carrying cash anymore. Yeah. Beautiful skunky flowers. All right, everybody. It's 6 o'clock, so it's our hour is up. So I will say goodbye to everybody. Thank you for showing up. Oh yeah, I did too. As a young, probably 12, 13 years old, Ezekiel, trapping. Yeah, I did the same thing. So I'll say goodbye to Ezekiel, Michelle, Chaz, Zombie, Tripwire, Bucky, Catch. Uh, who else we got here? Rocker, Econ and cohorts, Dog Karma, just another guy in the woods. Bushwater, Armored Ghost, Connecting the Rabbit Holes. Who else we got here? All right, JPC. All right, I think I got everybody. If I didn't call out your name, I apologize. Oh, Shannon. If I didn't call your name, I apologize, but thank you for showing up and hanging out with me, reminiscing about the good old days and bitching about the younger generation and their weak asses. Uh, crying and shit and keyboard warrioring all over the damn place. Never having been punched in the damn nose like a real man. So yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. And let's see, today is Monday, right? Okay, so today is Monday. I got to check that because the holiday threw me off, and I said some dumb shit about upcoming video that just wasn't true. So, oh yeah, Bearded Care. I can't forget Bearded Care, my own damn cousin, kinfolk. Yeah, thanks for showing up, man. I appreciate your support, buddy. But yeah, so my next show will be tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. Eastern time, and then tomorrow Tuesday we'll have a show at 8 p.m. All right, Eastern time. I posted a schedule to Discord. Let me see, and I'll put the Discord link up here for y'all if you're interested in joining us on Discord. That's it. But so we'll have our next one tomorrow, and then tomorrow evening will be our next evening show. Thanks everybody for showing up. I appreciate it. And now you get to enjoy my spiel, which I got to change because I got the Christmas background in my spiel, so I've got to change that. That's more work for me to do. All right, everybody. Thanks for showing up and hanging out with me, shooting the shit. I do appreciate it. Y'all have a wonderful day. Thank you very much. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, and comment. If you'd like to support Genex Stinks by becoming a member, I'll put that link down in the description, or you can head over to the channel page and become a member that way. I appreciate all the members down in the banner down here. Their support is invaluable, so thank you very much to all the existing members. I really do appreciate it. If you'd like to support the channel directly, you can do so by clicking on that super thanks button down there. Or you can hit that hype button. The hype button is something new that YouTube has come up with for smaller channels like mine, and I really do appreciate those of you who take a second and punch that hype button for me. It helps out a lot, so thank you very much. If you're interested in Genex gear, we got some pretty cool stuff over there at Redbubble. Genex Stinks and Genex branded stuff, t-shirts, coffee mugs, ball caps, stickers, all kinds of cool stuff. But I'll leave that link down in the description for any of you who are interested. If you can't or don't want to support the channel in any of those ways, you can always do so by sharing these videos on your social media. That helps out one hell of a lot, so thank you very much to those of you who do that. And if you have any ideas for future episodes of Genex Stinks, please put those down in the comments. Or you can email us, and the email is genexstinks@gmail.com. And as always, stay frosty, Gen X, and I'll see you on the next one.